Wow, what an evening. Like I've been saying in my previous video, I had mad hype for last night with Ubisoft Forward number 2, and they didn't let us down. Let's dive into the event and what I took away from it. Now, I had previously mentioned Skull and Bones, a game I was very much excited for, and yesterday we had a pretty exciting announcement, something that I'll throw on screen as I'm going along with the video. As I mentioned in the previous video about Ubisoft dusting off old books, they promised to see us again soon, and it was nice to see that they haven't forgotten about Skull and Bones. As for the likes of Driver, Beyond Good and Evil, Splinter Cell, and other classics, who knows when we will see them. But I know Ubisoft Forward can't feature everything. The evening started with a pre-show, but it wasn't something to be slept on. Some of the big game reveals at this Ubi Forward included Farcry VR, and I can't wait to see what happens with that. I might have to see how close I am to a zero latency arcade and have a go next year. Now, this was a wildcard, a new game named Argos. Agos? I don't know how you pronounce that one. But it took me by surprise. This VR game showed a future world of space exploration. While I'm looking forward to seeing more from the game, it releases on the 28th of October. The day before Watch Dogs Legion comes out, and currently I don't have a VR headset at the moment. That might change, but for now, I don't know if I'll be playing it. On the subject of another IPO, Immortals Phoenix Rising, aka Gods and Monsters. We saw a little news about this before the event, but to see new content last night was a thrill. I have a lot of excitement for what's to come with this game. I'm not a person to pre-order the games, but I genuinely might have to with this one. One thing that really took me by shock. I wished for Driver, Rayman, Splinter Cell and Brother in Arms, but I never thought we'd have this, a Prince of Persia remake. I'm quite excited to see what happens. I've never been a fan of R6, but I have a lot of respect for it, on an esports level. Tony Parker joined Ubisoft Forward to showcase the introduction of the R6 World Cup. I honestly can't wait to see where they go with that. Likewise, the R6 support on consoles is getting some serious love. 120 FPS at 4K on a console. They say the future is bright. Who'd have thought the future is already here though? Then again, a decade ago, we thought everyone would have a 3D monitor by now, so maybe we're living in an alternative future. Speaking of 2010, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World was an iconic movie of my generation. Inspired by the early comics, it follows a young protagonist's quest to win over his love interest by defeating a string of her evil ex-boyfriends. To experience this as a video game would be amazing, and Ubisoft is set to deliver. While it may not be in 3D, me and my 2D monitor are really looking forward to it. Speaking of Forward, it wouldn't have been Ubisoft Forward without some news from the game I love, Watch Dogs Legion. Ubisoft covered a lot last night, with the introduction of Stormzy as a hero of the grime scene renowned for not only his music, but his political activism. Stormzy will be featured in Watch Dogs Legion in his very own story mission titled Fall on My Enemies, as he works with DedSec to help protect the broadcast of his new track, Rainfall. I have a feeling I'll be playing that mission as soon as I get the chance. Now, if I wasn't already astounded by Stormzy, you can only imagine my surprise at the next revelation. I made a video some time ago last year discussing my hopes of Aiden returning, but to see him actually confirmed in Legion was insane. Even if it's only a DLC mission, I can't wait to see how he ties with Watch Dogs Legion and his role in London's future. On that subject, it's worth remembering that Aiden Pearce was born in the UK, Belfast to be precise, and so the idea that he might have connections to London is not exactly far-fetched. One of the things we've seen in Watch Dogs Legion are a few Northern Irish accents among pedestrians and recruits. Could Aiden have family in London? Closing off the evening, we saw Riders Republic, a new multiplayer playground game with hints of Steep and Trials and Trackmania combined. I can already picture a sizable fanbase building. There's plenty of time for more news on that one, with Riders Republic announced for release late next February. Last night's Ubisoft Forward was incredibly exciting, and I can't wait to see more on everything that was announced. We were shown a preview of Ubisoft's world, and despite what seems to have been a very unusual 2020, It looks very promising. Now, of course, if you did enjoy the video, I hope you'll like and subscribe, and I'll continue to cover news on Ubisoft and Watch Dogs Legion as we hear more. Thank you, good night.